Norwegian People Aid, or NPA, provides $1.6 million grant supporting cluster munition clearance and surveys in Cambodia. The Cambodia Mine Action Center, or CMAC, and NPA have signed a memorandum of understanding to facilitate the clearance of almost 24 square kilometers of cluster munitions contaminated land and survey an area of over 35 square kilometers this year. The project cleared more than 31 square kilometers of landmine affected areas and disposed of 11,108 explosive remnants of war and cluster munitions the previous year with the same amount of funding. NPA, which has been working with CMAC on landmine clearance projects since 1992, seeks to return hope and create a more thriving future for Cambodians. We laud your caring efforts, Norwegian People Aid and Cambodia Mine Action Center, to help restore the enthralling land of the gentle Cambodian people in Buddha's beneficence. May you meet with much success as our world becomes an ever safer place for all beings.
Rainforest loss increased in 2020 despite lockdowns. The US-based Global Forest Watch, or GFW, reports that in 2020, the worldwide tropical primary forest destruction rate increased by 12% over the previous year despite the COVID-19 lockdowns. GFW used the University of Maryland, USA data drawn from satellites to determine that 4.2 million hectares were lost due to climate change, land clearing, and fires. Much of it happened in Brazil, where 1.7 million hectares were affected, and the Democratic Republic of the Congo, the second highest nation, with 490,000 hectares destroyed. Researchers are concerned that if countries attempt to increase economic growth post-COVID-19 by lessening forest protections, deforestation will grow even more. Thank you Global Forest Watch and University of Maryland for highlighting the precarious state of Earth's tropical forests, which are homes to countless animals and plants. In heaven's love, may humans quickly halt further clearing and adopt reforestation and an economic system that protects nature.
New Zealand to be first country making financial firms report how their investments affect climate change. To help New Zealand become carbon neutral by 2050, banks and insurers having assets exceeding $703 million, as well as equity and debt issuers listed on the nation's stock exchange, would all come under the legislation and need to disclose how their business impacts global warming. The Honorable Dr. David Clark, Minister of Commerce and Consumer Affairs, said, "Becoming the first country in the world to introduce a law like this means we have an opportunity to show real leadership and pave the way for other countries to make climate-related disclosures mandatory." New Zealand is a recipient of Shining World Leadership Awards for Compassion and Peace and a laureate of 2 Shining World Leadership Awards for Climate Change Mitigation and Shining World Leadership Awards for Earth Conservation, Earth Protection, Earth Guardian, and Earth Restoration. Way to go, New Zealand! As you go green to counter climate change, may you also enact and enforce vegan law, the easiest and quickest way to save our precious Mother Earth.
European startups create wind turbine alternatives. A Spanish company called Vortex Bladeless has designed a 3-meter high bladeless wind energy generator that vibrates as the wind passes over it, thus producing electricity. It could be used in place of traditional wind turbines when sufficient space is unavailable, such as in a residential neighborhood. Also, a startup from the United Kingdom called Alpha 311 has produced a small-sized vertical wind turbine that can be installed next to roads to generate electricity as cars pass and displace air. One turbine on a motorway can produce as much power as 20 square meters of solar panels. 3 cheers, Vortex Bladeless and Alpha 311 on your ingenuitive inventions to help humanity move into a carbon-neutral world. In the grace of the Providence, may we soon reach a state of complete carbon neutrality as we transform our industries and lifestyles in a green manner.
Husband and wife team in Inner Mongolia Autonomous Region plant trees in desert hometown. Since retiring in 2002, Tububatu and his wife Tashincharan have been planting the drought-resistant saxol tree and desert cistantia in Gurane village to protect it from sandstorms and desertification, which have worsened with climate change. Before getting a truck in 2020, Tububatu and Tashincharan made 25 to 30 trips on a motorbike every day to bring water to at least 100 trees. To date, the couple has planted and cared for approximately 70,000 saxol trees that span over an oasis of 266 hectares and spent $154,000 of their savings on the project. Despite deteriorating health, 70-year-young Tububatu vows to never leave his hometown and always protect its environment. Our heartfelt gratitude to Bubatu and Tashincharan for your selfless service. May your unwavering spirit to safeguard nature inspire all to be good stewards of our earth home in the divine's abiding care.
Supreme Master Cheng Hai thankfully present the Shining World Land Protection Award to Tububatu and Tao Sheng Chahan, plus a $10,000 humble contribution to your dedicated effort with wholehearted gratitude in Buddha's blessings and grace.
Leading United Kingdom plant-based food company enters dairy-free market. Cauldron has introduced its new vegan Greek-style cubes, which is an alternative to feta cheese. The product marks Cauldron's first offering in the fast-growing dairy-free category. The flavors of basil and oregano have been added to this tasty treat that is vastly better for our health and the planet compared to its animal-based counterpart. According to a report by researchandmarkets.com, consumers are increasingly turning towards dairy alternatives, with the market projected to reach over $40 billion by 2026. An official sponsor of Veganuary 2021, Cauldron also offers organic tofu, falafel, and plant-based sausages, the sales of which have made it the UK's #1 plant-based brand in the chilled meat-free sector. Congratulations, Cauldron, for rolling out such a splendid vegan creation. We cannot wait to try this dairy-free cheese. In heaven's blessings, may all plant-based businesses enjoy success as we welcome a soon incoming vegan world.
Canadian firefighters rescue dog stranded near rapids. A Labrador cross named Shaq was recently stuck on a cliff band along the Seymour River in British Columbia, Canada, after crossing the river and ending up on the opposite bank. His family and people at the scene contacted the District of North Vancouver Fire and Rescue Services for help. Emergency crews who are skilled in swiftwater rescue used their four-wheel drive vehicles to get up the trail, and from there, 2 swimmers entered the icy waters. The firefighters swam to Shaq, coaxed the dog back into the water, and safely escorted the 4-legged hiker upstream to where his family was waiting. A big thanks, District of North Vancouver Fire and Rescue Services, for your quick response and dedication to the safety of both humans and animals. May your work continue to protect and uplift all lives in heaven's boundless mercy.